Hey, what's going on? Hey, so if you're struggling with the back, if you've struggled with the back, this message is for you. I'll never forget my very first trip to Costa Rica. Was back in, I think it was the 2010, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure the actual, I think it was 2010. It was after I opened the gym, and I visited this very first place here. I didn't stay where I'm at right now, but I'll never forget the trip that I went on, and I'll never forget it being one of the biggest waves still to date. And maybe my eyes are bigger, and I wasn't really very good at surfing. I didn't pick up surfing. Just so you know, if you think you're too old to start surfing, I didn't start until I was in my 30s. I'm not very good. I got to surf this morning. This is a late edition of the Daily Dose. And if you have back problems, you have back pain, this message is totally for you. I'm down here on the ground because I'm in the middle of doing something right now, and I got a chance to do it before I went out to surf this morning. The waves are small, it was glassy, but it was just nice to be out. The sunrise is coming over the mountains. It's beautiful. But the first trip I went on, I'll never forget. And here I am, the fitness guy, and I'm on this trip with a bunch of other guys, young guys, and the biggest waves ever. There's a location called Boca Barranca, and we took a drive out there. And I remember the story, and I might have shared a little bit of it, is when we parked. There's really not too many people around. There's a big river mouth. There's crocodiles to the left. They said, hey, you don't want to paddle over there. There's crocodiles. It's going to take you 30 minutes to paddle out into the waves. And the waves didn't look very big until we got out there, and they were freaking enormous. They were huge. And anyway, so I remember getting smacked around, tossed and turned, and I remember my back was giving me some problems. Now, I'm in relatively good shape, and I was back then. This was back, I was about 40 years old when I went on that trip. Maybe 38 years old. So I was in fairly decent shape, or at least I thought I was, but my back gave me problems. And I heard some of the other guys talk about, my back is achy, it's not like the waves we have in Florida, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I know what I'm going to bring on my next trip. And then also a friend of ours that became one of my closest friends here, he had also some back issues. In fact, he had some major back surgery. And one of the things I'm going to share with you is if you have a bad back, what you don't want to do is this. You don't want to neglect it. You don't want to avoid it. And now this is not having a bad back. This is actually if you're doing things that maybe are not appropriate, or maybe you're not ready for, or maybe you already have a bad back over the years of maybe sitting at a desk, right? Maybe you weren't surfing big waves. That's the board I used right over there. He actually shaped, my friend actually was a board shaper back when he was young, 17, 18 years old. Is actually a pretty amazing story, but this isn't the time for that story. But if you have a bad back, don't neglect it. Don't think that you can just pop the ibuprofens, or maybe you have a couple cocktails at the end of the evening, especially if you're like in your 40s or 50s or maybe even your 60s and you're struggling. But you can learn some very useful things. And even though we didn't have, I say, back problems, it was because of big waves, what we brought the next trip was this. We brought smarts. We learned from our mistakes. And I said, hey guys, I have something at my gym that I'll bring next time. And lo and behold, it's still here. And that's what I was turning. This like crazy, now you might have seen one of these. Maybe you've seen this version of them right here, right? Foam roller. Now, I'm not saying if you have a bad back, this is gonna necessarily fit your back, fix your back. But prevention is the key. When you get older, prevention is a really, really huge, important part of taking care of yourself, preventing back injury. So what did we do the next trip? Just on a side note for the story is I actually brought this exact one. This is probably 8 years old. He says Dave said it's his favorite tool. It's a foam roller, and it's different, right? This one's a little different than this one. Not really a big difference. I like this one because you can pack it and travel with it well. This one's super light, and this is also very easy to travel with. The foam roller was just a tool we used to help get our bodies prepared. It's something I actually just used earlier this morning before I went out and surfed. I did a little prevention, right? My back feels good. Now, mind you, they weren't giant waves like I were out there, but I probably would have spent a little bit more time preparing my body. And that's my question for you is put it down in the chat. I'd love to hear if you have a foam roller. Give me a 1 down below if you have a foam roller. And the most important thing, do you use it? Say 1 and yes, or 1 Put down in the comments one and yes that you use it, or one and no. And what I would say is with the foam roller, again, it's just, I call it the poor man's massage tool. It's such a great instrument. In fact, if you are interested, I have a really, really great resource, and we'll talk about that in a moment. If you'd like actually a complete training on foam rolling, just drop it down below. Free training, just drop it down below in the comments and let me know, and I'll send that over to you. You can actually have a training that I did on the foam roller so you can understand how to use it, why it's important to use, especially as we get older, how it can help you with your back issues and back problems. The funny thing is people think, well, if I roll my back out, is this going to help with rolling the back out? It's not what it's for. It's to help your body move better. So again, like a massage, or maybe you use a foam roller, or maybe you do some stretching or yoga, flexibility work. When your body is able to move well, guess what? Your body is going to move well. And guess what? When it comes to whether it's surfing big waves, whether it's working out at the gym, you want your body to move well. And the problem as we get older, the body doesn't move so well, right? Unless you do something about it. And prevention is huge, huge. It's truly the key. Now, as we go into our week, and you think about, Mark, but I only have like 20 minutes to work out, or 30 minutes, I'm just going to go for a run. You're doing yourself a disservice. Maybe you have the back problems because you're going about your fitness all the wrong way. Maybe you're just winging it. Maybe you have no plan or no structure. I'll tell you what, if you want structure, if you want a plan, if you want to actually avoid back problems, back issues, back strain, and to get smart when it comes to fitness in your later years, whether it be 40s, 50s, or 60s, is reach out to me. Again, I can help you. I'm not the right fit for everyone, but if you actually are serious, if you have been struggling, and maybe you've been listening to me for the past 6 months or 8 months, or maybe even over a year, you just still haven't reached out, you still haven't raised your hand, just send me a message. Literally, you can send me a private message. Just put your hand up and I'll make that connection. And we'll talk. We'll have a conversation. Maybe we are a good fit. Maybe the only thing that's separating you from your back problems, or maybe your best shape or your best fitness levels, actually having a pair of outside eyes, a coach, an expert who actually makes this is what I do. I wouldn't expect you to think that I'm an expert at, let's just say, cars. I'm a fitness guy. I'm not an expert at cars. It could be, but I'm not. I'm just telling you that. I'm not an expert at cooking. I like to cook. I do cook. I can cook a little bit, but I'm not an expert at cooking. Like I would say is some other things. I would say my wife, she's a nurse practitioner. She works in a hospital. I'm not a nurse practitioner or a doctor, and I don't have those kind of skills. You probably have some amazing skills, but maybe getting on the right path, getting on a healthy path, getting that weight off once and for all, taking it off, going through the merry-go-round of New Year's resolutions. If you're still struggling, stop struggling already. Please do yourself a favor. Now listen, I'm going to do a little quick demo on this. We're going to do a quick 30 seconds. See if you can see. Right here. So this one's just for the calves. I don't know if you can see me. Go over here. Maybe right here. There we go. So this one's just for the calf. I'll do it on this side. So one of the things I do, just roll it out. Just roll it out. You can put one leg over the other. Woo! We did some hiking yesterday. I feel it for my legs. It was good. Put one leg over here. Not too bad. Now I'm going to continue with the rest of my body, make sure it's moving well. I'm planning to get a workout in today. At a cool gym, actually, it has an open air outside. It's really, really cool. But you can set, it's hot already in here, and it's only 10:45 my time. So anyway, listen, if you want more information, and particularly women, listen up, women. Women, I have a case study. I'm doing something brand new. I haven't done this before. I'm looking for 20 women. Actually, already have a couple people all lined up and set up. I'm only going to be taking 20. Sounds like a lot, right? It's not, because what we're doing is something we've never done before. So reach out to me. We'll have to get on a quick call, either myself or one of my team members, and we can talk to you about what that entails. But essentially, if you're looking to lose weight, look, part of losing weight is getting exercise. And if you don't move well, do you think you're going to have good success exercising? Probably not. So again, we can help you with that. So if you want and you're interested, just hit case study, just send me a personal message. You can do case study. Look at the sweat is rolling. And again, this is specific for women who are over 40, who have at least 20 to 30 pounds of weight, and they want to lose it in the first 6 months. Really within the next, we said 12 weeks. So in the next 12 weeks, if you want to lose at least 30 pounds, reach out to me. Look at that. If you sit here in Costa Rica too long, you just come move to Costa Rica and sweat it off. Anyway, take care. God bless. Have a great day.